Hi everyone, it's Juniper from Myssage Myofascial Release. I'm here today at Jumping Cactus Coffee Shop to show off these fascia scrubbing tools. This is a fascia scrubber and scraper, and the smaller version of this fascia scraper. And they're used to manipulate and mobilize the superficial fascia. Today I'm going to demo on the arms, but they can be used on the legs, they can be used on all the different fascial junctions of the body. And so today we're going to delve specifically into the arms and the hands, because there is a lot of fascia on the hands and on the arms, and the joint at the elbow is particularly important because it's a hinge that is basically constructed of soft tissue. When we mobilize the tissue at the joint, we are opening up the potential for more circulation and increased innervation, so the sensory nerves that inhabit the fascia are going to be stimulated. First thing you do when you use these tools is you use some type of lubricant. So this is just a salve. You can use a oil, coconut oil, any kind of oil, to just get the tissue to be moisturized, so that when you run the scrubber along it, it's not going to have friction. So relax yourself here, relax here, just let your elbow drop, there you go. Okay, so we're going to start at the elbow joint, and we're going to take the fascia scrubber first because it can mobilize tissue quickly, and we're going to begin along the extensor muscle and just begin to scrub. And you scrub back and forth, and that begins to bring the blood to the surface, increase the circulation, and it feels really nice. So you keep this up as long as it takes until you start to see a little bit of pink rising in the skin. So you can see already a little tiny bit of blood is surfacing. That just means that the tissue is soft and it's ready to be worked. When it feels like you see the pink rise and you're ready, then you'll tip the little prongs of the fascia tool in and peel along the muscle to get a little bit deeper. So this is separating the muscles, getting in between the fascial sheaths, which allows for increased circulation.
And it feels really good.
And it feels really good. And you can see how pink it is here. That just means that the blood is surfacing, which is always a good thing, getting more circulation to any area. So you can alternate between scrubbing and then peeling, just to get things started. So that's the bottom half of the joint. You also want to do this on the top half. And ideally, you can do this to yourself. I'm demoing on someone today, but I do this to myself all the time. Especially behind the elbow here. It's a big fascial band. Starting to turn a little bit pink. And then you tip it. And peel it up the muscle, get in between the different biceps, triceps. Dig down a little bit in right at the elbow joint so you can get in between the muscles. And also kind of take it right along the radius and the ulna so it separates the muscles from the bones. Good, so that just gets everything started, gets it all woke up. Then we are going to focus a little bit more on the wrist. So you take a little bit more lubrication right at the wrist, all the little tiny bones of the wrist, and then you take the fascia scraper and you'll use the knife blade and come in here and do what's called paddling. So you place the knife blade down and then just move it back and forth really quickly, and it just is a little bit like, it's stimulating for the nerves and opens up mobility at the wrist joint. Once you feel like you're ready, then you tip it and you use the fork to carve. You get in around the little tiny muscles and in between the bones. I think of it a little bit like flossing in between your teeth. So you just kind of get in between. There's a lot of bones that make up the wrist, and you're just kind of getting in between them, separating them. And then along the thumb feels amazing. In between the thumb and the fingers. Feels good.
I think the difference between when I do fascia scraping is I always go really hard on myself, and I want to get it done like really quickly.
Right. So it's not very hard. You're really barely pressing in, but as you're pressing in, you press in past the skin, and then just get to the superficial fascia beneath that, and you'll start to feel these little bumps. Those are adhesions, and you just want to work them out really gently. You don't press in very hard.
And I think the key is to also relax too. Like for me, I'm just always kind of tense.
Yeah.
And then I don't think it works as well.
Right. The more you work with the tools, the easier it gets.
Right.
This is the pinky side, which also feels really good.
It becomes like tingly. Almost.
Oh yeah, tingling sensations.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's innervation and circulation. So right here on the fingers, we have what's called a sheath along all the tops of the fingers, which is what we use this little baby for, and it's incredible. So we'll get a little bit of lubrication on the fingers. And then you take the fork, and then you just go right in between the little joints of the finger and right over the knuckles as well. So like if you have issues with your fingers or arthritis or anything like that, this is amazing. Doesn't that feel good? I love this one.
I think the
take it down
fascia
the
scraping is
carpals.
counterbalancing the coffee.
Getting right in between the carpals is really important too.
People should pay you to fascia scrape them.
I really just want to get this information out there. I want people to see and feel, because it doesn't look like it would feel good, but it actually feels amazing, doesn't it? Yeah, and then of course anything you do on the back side, you want to do on the front side. So you can use the carving tool and just get into the hands. And if you look here, you can see these bands of fascia all along the hands. So you can just kind of go right along the fingers, open them up, and then carve down into the palms of the hands. Open up between the thumb and the fingers. I think along the thumb feels really good to me. And then scrubbing back up the arm. And I like the scraper also for carving at the elbow. So if you just put your hand there and then relax here, you can relax this elbow. You can get in between, yeah. So get in there, relax it a little bit more. Paddle it. Peel it. There you go. What do you think?
My arm feels strange. this
Take
arm,
him without the other one feels dead.
The other one, this one feels tight, and this one's not tight. This is pretty good because I have to go ditch digging.
Right. So you're all prepped.
Be all limber.
Except now you got to work on the other one so that you're not unbalanced.
I guess so.
So try it out. See what it feels like.